All right, so today is a super exciting day. We're about to meet my good friends Aubrey and Mike, who have been in the process of stirring up leads, pushing towards their first wholesale deal for quite some time now, several months, probably 6 months to a year. And they've been consistent. You know, they've gone through the challenges, gone through the struggles, failing forward, which I preach on a lot. You know, it's so important to take that massive action even when you don't know the next step, right? Because you learn more through the struggles than any other point in your life. But anyways, we're about to roll up to the Hardin Street office where we can meet Aubrey and Mike and hand them their first closing check, right? So our goal is to capture the feeling, capture that moment, because that could be a game changer, right? That could be the first of so many closing checks and so many more opportunities that could potentially change the course of their lives forever. I figured it'd be a special moment, so why not take the opportunity to document it? I just want to, talk about the process so that new investors and people in the network can see that it's real, right? They can become believers and start building the path to financial freedom. So the office is we're about towards third base, right? We're probably rounding third base with the construction on this bad boy. And we'll be open for business, I'm gonna say within the next 2 months, we'll have this shop open. What up, dudes? How you guys doing? Good. Yeah? That's what's up. Very good, brother.
Good.
All right. Just wanted to hand this over to you guys.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think? This makes you guys a believer?
Oh man,
yeah.
definitely, man.
Oh yeah.
Waiting
Wow.
on it,
It's
man.
proof that it's real.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. Man, I tell you, man, just from listening to the podcast, man, and just going step by step with what everyone was saying, and then finally us getting this check in hand, man. Like, dude,
That's the icing on the cake.
I tell you, man. Yeah. So we definitely
sir.
appreciate you for real.
You already know, bro.
appreciate it.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad to be a part of the journey, dude.
Thank
I mean, this is what it's about.
Oh, yeah.
It's about
Yes, sir.
relationships.
Yes,
It's about
sir.
helping each other grow, strive towards that next level.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. We
definitely
definitely got
appreciate
some
your
more for you coming, man.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah. Love it.
ready to get another one of these bad boys.
We already got one lined up, and I mean, it's not a huge win, the next one, but
Hey,
we got a couple G's coming through.
at least we helping the seller though. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that's right.
So
That's
man, that's what we here for.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we definitely appreciate it. Oh, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the process, sourcing the deal, how it was actually lining up and locking up that first contract. Did you guys sense fear? Were there roadblocks or things that you ran into along the way?
Oh no, man. I mean, just trying to create the budget to be able to run the marketing that we wanted to run.
Yeah.
Which we actually using Facebook ads right now. So this lead came in. It was back in July, really?
Yeah.
Like I think late July. And it was a divorce situation, and the guy hit us up off our Facebook ad. So yeah, man, we had pitched it out to a couple of other dispo people trying to help us out.
Yeah.
And then we didn't really get any buyers, so we been like, man, I remember Ben.
Yeah.
Let's reach out to Ben, and see what he got. So
Yeah.
we hit Ben up 2 days.
Did I have an offer that same day? It was the next day,
I
right?
think it was the next day we had an
So
offer.
24 hours.
24 hours had an offer.
24 hours.
And from that point on, hey, everything was closing, everything went good.
That's it.
And like you said, we got this check here, so
It's incredible,
hey, man,
bro.
That's all that matters.
Let's talk about your team structure. So basically behind the scenes, you're kind of like the marketer, the mastermind, and we got Mike running point when it comes to acquisitions, communicating with sellers,
Yeah.
building rapport.
Exactly.
Right?
And then we also got his son who couldn't be here right now, but we got his son, and he's looking to get into real estate as well.
Dude.
But he sets up all our sales, keeps everything organized for us.
That's awesome.
So it's just
Yes, sir.
creating a system of automation, man, and we just be responsive and go from there.
So as far as the acquisitions end, what's your approach stepping into a deal? What's the mindset that you're painting inside of your head, before you step up? I'm a big believer that when we believe something inside of our heart,
Yeah.
right, it can become true, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like I don't do my own acquisitions anymore, but when I used to, I'd step into every appointment, right? I'd be prayed up, and I'd already have the belief that this contract is mine, right? We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna approach this with a service-first mentality,
Exactly.
and be able to deliver exactly what the seller needs, right?
Yeah.
And help her out. Walk us through a little bit about like your mindset when you're stepping into an appointment and how you stay armored up.
Well, basically, it's almost just like how you said, because me and Aubrey, beforehand, we would have a lot of conversations
Yeah.
about how we think, our thought process.
Yes.
So we would go in there thinking positive. We're going to get this done. You know what I'm saying? Because if you put it simple and plain, you know, the Bible says you are what you think. So how you think, that's what you're going to give off. You know what I'm saying? That kind of vibe. So when I talk to people, I give them that same vibe. You know, I tell them, let them know that I'm confident. You know what I'm saying? Through how I talk to them.
Yeah.
And you know, it comes off. You know what I'm saying? The way they talk to me, the responses that they give me, it comes back to me. You know, by the vibe that I give off to them.
That's huge.
You know, so I go in there, I talk to them, you know, let them know what we can do for them, you know, ask them questions about the property. They tell me what's going on with the property to their best ability. You know, then I tell them, I said, well, we'll get back with you, we'll run some numbers, you send me some pics, we'll see what it looks like, and we'll go ahead and get back with you and let you know what we can do for you.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
So what are you guys thinking as far as next steps now that we got, you know, first payday came through? Is a certain portion of that going to be allocated towards the marketing budget? What's the game plan moving forward?
So we, as you know, we actually set a lot of things in place before we really got started. So when we got started, we can just jump in and be effective while we were still learning. So, but basically we set it up where, you know, this percentage goes to him, you know, with us being partners, his son, and then we also we keep at least 10 to 20% for our marketing budget because that's where it starts. Without your marketing, you know, you don't have anything. So, so we definitely have that in place, and you know, as we grow and do more deals, that marketing budget is going to increase, which is going to increase more chances for deals, and just, you know, we get to a point where we can scale up, and then we just keep going from there.
And we also had to figure out, because we work on full-time jobs, we also had to figure out how to get people to come to us instead of us going out, you know, getting off, working a 12-hour workday, you know, coming home trying to call somebody at 7 o'clock at night. You know, people are like, man, what's the matter with you trying to call my house at 7 o'clock at night, you know? So we had to figure out a way to make it easy and simple, you know what I'm saying, and eliminate the process of, well, more so like another job. You're coming home and working another job, you know. But, you know, we didn't want to frustrate people, so we had to make it where as though we were bringing them to us, and that simplified the whole process.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key in this industry. The goal is not to buy yourself into another job where you're tied in, right? The goal is freedom. Because the ultimate goal of an entrepreneur is just complete control of your time, resources, and choice, right? The opportunity to choose what you want, right? So you guys, I mean, basically you're well on the way to a semi-automated business, right? And then of course there's a little bit of appointments, this here and there, but you guys thinking with the end in mind instead of being bogged down by the daily grind and activities like many other investors do. You've automated it from the beginning. That's amazing.
A lot of late nights and early mornings listening to the podcast, man. It's just a lot of trial and error too. You know, don't get me wrong. You know, we wasted a lot of money. Well, I wouldn't say it was a wasted, but you know, it's money we invested that we didn't see results from, but we didn't let it stop us. You know, we just kept, hey man, we're gonna keep spending this money. Something's gonna come out of it, you know, because our biggest thing too lately has been consistency. You know, faith and just keep believing it's gonna work, and then before you know it, that time goes by. You don't even think about it, and the ultimate goal, you know, you get one of these in hand. You know, it just makes it's real relaxing and calming. You know, whenever you finally get a check in hand and you help someone out of a bad situation, you know, but hey, man,
it's a win-win, dude.
Definitely.
One thing I will say, once you do it and you get your process in place, it's you know, the wheels keep turning. You know, it's not like you get that one deal and then you like stuck. You know, we're in the process. We got some more in the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? But it took some tripping over our feet to get there. But now we're there and we're moving and we're elevating and we're setting goals.
Just to dive in real quickly on an analytical end, right? Because I know a lot of investors watch these videos and trying to help them, right? Help them reach their goals. When you break down your numbers when it comes to marketing, right? What would you say you're spending per day or per week in ad spend? And as a result of that, do you know what your KPIs look like as far as cost per lead, cost per deal? I would think you probably do.
So like I said, starting out, I had an idea about ads, but I really didn't know as far as, you know, pitching to motivated sellers. So I did a lot of research. I actually did sign up for a course I heard people say you got to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
So I think I paid like $1,200 for
Was
a
it my
course.
boy Brent's course? Or no, Brent Moreno?
I actually just picked up Brent's course too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brent.
That's my boy,
I
dude.
just picked him up.
That's my boy.
I saw he just came across on my Facebook one day, and I'm like, shoot, why not? Something else to learn. So I'm actually learning some stuff from his course as well right now. His name's Gene Malakov. I can't remember how to really pronounce his last name. But anyway, signed up for his course. Real good course. I think it was a 2 week. I think it was a 2-week course. So I signed up for that. That taught me a lot. Of course, listening to podcasts, but again, until you actually practice it, it's still, kind of not a proven concept. So anyway, I think as of now, we kind of started marketing, like I said, we work our full-time jobs back in probably like March, and then COVID came, and then we got tied down, so we started back refocusing on wholesaling, trying to get our first deal in July. So that's when I went heavy into the marketing. I'm spending, I think I started out with $35 a day, which isn't a crazy amount of money.
It's still a lot for most. If you haven't closed a deal and you're putting out $35 a day, you look at that over a month, or let's say 2 months or 3 months without a closed deal, that's a lot of money that's just draining out of your bank account. That for the average person, I mean, I know myself before I step into this, I start gritting my teeth, bro, getting nervous. Because you're like, dang, all this money going out for what?
And that's exactly what we were dealing with, because we're human, we got bills we got to pay. Certain situations, here's the situation, we having to really take care of home first still, and then also still be confident, like, man, we got to get a deal soon, because $35 a day ends up being $1,500, $1,600 by the end of the month, very quick, and that's just what you're spending a day. You have to remember that your cost per lead can be higher, lower. So the goal for me was to really focus on getting our cost per lead down. So we were, proof of concept, we were like, oh man, we're getting leads, and I'm not realizing that, $92 a lead isn't a good lead at all. So
maybe on Facebook ads, right? But if you're on Google PPC, that's a smoker.
Google's different.
We're paying $250 a lead on PPC. That ain't no joke.
Still get a little higher than I want. I have gotten leads down to $10. I have gotten leads at 15. But the average right now is about between $30, $35 right now. I'm always tweaking the ads, trying to keep that low. But at the end of the day, this deal here, the actual profit was like an 8K spread. So for a $35 lead, you got an 8K deal that you just closed. It's still kind of foolproof, So again, that goes back into, taking a percentage of that, putting it back into the marketing, scale that up, and then, still focus on keeping that cost per lead down. But we're kind of content right now. We've gotten, I think in a month, we probably generated about 50 leads. Just this month, and I mean that's just really jumping back into it, from a cold start, after everything started settling down with COVID and our day job. So then me being out of work actually right now due to an injury I got, I'm really just focusing, ads, always figuring a way to get better with it, because at the end of the day, we're still comfortable, but we don't want to get complacent. So we're always trying to figure out how to, make things better. Keep things more automated, and like you said, really focus on just freeing up our day-to-day lives, man. Doing what we want to an extent.
Love it.
So you basically had to put a structure. If it's more than one person, you want to have a structure. We figured out that he's good at marketing, I'm good at talking to people, and then like you said, we have my son who organizes, put things on spreadsheets so we can have to organize and so people got to do in the business what they're good at doing.
Absolutely.
And once we put that in place, it took off.
It took off. Almost like in a week's time, we were just like, dude, we weren't used to getting phone calls and people are actually motivated and in situations where they really got to sell. Versus before I was getting leads, or we were getting leads, and I'm like, oh man, we got leads, but you got tire kickers. They're looking retail value, which isn't a bad thing. We can always refer them to a realtor that we know.
Exactly.
They still help them get, to get the house sold. But end of the day, man, it's just like we're going back to proof of concept, from beginning to now, we finally getting this check, man. It's just, we're big on helping people, but it's also nice to, get a check from being able to help others. But we definitely appreciate your help, man.
Absolutely.
We didn't do it without you. Well, we probably would have, but we would have been definitely a lot harder, you know, because it's kind of another thing too we struggled with was, you know, we wanted to generate the leads, but then also once you generate those leads, people have to understand, you know, you do have to have buyers for those leads when they come in. You know, but that's when someone like yourself comes into play.
Ingredient.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we're still focusing on building our buyers list too. Yeah. But you know, the ultimate goal is to, you know, JV some deals, man. Yeah. And if you guys are watching, you know, man, hey look, JV on some deals. There's nothing wrong with JVing. He gets paid, you get paid, you help the seller, you know. Hey.
Win-win.
That's right. That's it.
So
love it, dudes. First of many. I'm looking forward to building, putting these foundation blocks for the future.
Yes,
I mean, this is the beginning of something very special.
Yes, sir.